Today I'll inform you what foods the Blue Zone residents who live the longest would never consume. You've never heard of Blue Zones? I'll explain. Few people reach the age of 90 without carrying any diseases with them. However, there are 7 unique geographical regions where the life expectancy has increased to 100 years. The places with the oldest populations include Sardinia, Italy, Okinawa, Japan, Loma Linda, California, Ikaria, Greece, and Nicoya, Costa Rica. These areas have developed into blue zones. The majority of your longevity is determined by your lifestyle, not your genes. Researchers uncovered the secrets of these areas and discovered a high correlation between local diet and longevity. Maybe it's time we adopted their longevity secret as well. The Blue Zone diet doesn't count calories. It doesn't emphasize reading labels or taking wellness supplements. It's a healthy, all-natural way of living. Let's now look at things to avoid in order to help you start living a long and prosperous life. Do you indulge in too many hamburgers, steaks, and hot dogs? Red meat has become such a staple that it might nearly be considered the national dish of the United States. But what's this? In the blue zones, meat is only consumed on special occasions. The serving amount is minimal, maybe around 2 ounces, and they may only consume it twice a week or less. If you must satisfy your meat desires, pick chicken that has been grown on an organic farm. Simply refraining from buying sausages and other processed meats altogether will make things so much simpler. They will harm your heart in 2 ways. First, since they are high in sodium and preservatives. According to a review, eating processed beef increases the risk of coronary heart disease by 18%. Red meat significantly elevated the risk of heart attacks by 9%. You can also eat fish as part of your diet. According to studies, persons who solely consume fish and vegetables in these areas, or pesco-vegetarians, live long lives. Just eat cod, anchovies, and sardines. They'll have reduced mercury levels and less contaminants. Avoid eating sea bass, tuna, shark, and swordfish. Avoid canned fish since those who live the longest only consume fresh, wild fish. Now, what do cakes, donuts, pastries, and chocolate all have in common? It is sugar. The number of obese people is rapidly increasing, and sugar consumption is a significant factor. American adults are 1/3 overweight. The recommended daily intake of sugar for Americans is 6 to 9 tablespoons. But how much does the typical American possess? 22.5 tablespoons. And it gets bigger every year. This is due to the fact that our bodies have grown more resistant and can now only be satisfied with increasing amounts of sugar. When following a Blue Zone diet, you must reduce sugar intake by 1/3. 7 tablespoons of sugar per day are acceptable. It's not a simple job. Try to keep the sugar in your tea and coffee to a minimum. But did you know that sugar may be found in things like yogurt, salad dressings, cereals, fruit juices, sauces, and other baked goods like bread? Foods that come in a box or packet will have extra sugar. Sugary foods may increase insulin levels and even result in type 2 diabetes, obesity, and cardiac issues. Reducing your sugar intake can therefore simply improve your odds of living longer. High fructose corn syrup is the same. It can be the main cause of aging. Try using honey instead of sugar if you're addicted to sugary coffee or tea. Although it will contain sugar, at least it will have the same anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, and anti-cancer qualities as the Icarians. Since honey dissolves more slowly in cold liquids, you will ultimately consume less of it. Stevia is a natural sweetener that you can also try using. Although it goes against the conventional wisdom of the Blue Zone diet, it makes sense to choose stevia over sugar. Before making it a regular part of your diet, consult with your doctor. Keep your fridge and pantry loaded with fresh fruits. Avoid dried fruit because fresh will keep you fuller for a longer period of time. You can also satisfy your hunger by snacking on nuts. Pay close attention to products with low-fat claims on the label. It's possible that the producers will add a lot of sugar to make it taste better. According to centenarians, eating sweets is only appropriate during special occasions. They always have a cookie or a piece of pie for celebration. On religious holidays or community festivities. Can you now picture the healthiest people in the world consuming soda? No. So why should you consume it? If you usually have a drink with supper, stop immediately. The Blue Zone diet's guidelines for beverages are rather simple. You can have a cup of coffee to start your day. Keep in mind to keep it black. Leave the cream and sugar there. By lightly sprinkling cinnamon on top, you can sweeten it. Coffee has been demonstrated to lower the prevalence of dementia and Parkinson's disease and is the main source of antioxidants in the American diet. Drink water if you experience dry mouth during the day. In all honesty, water is the best beverage available. Your body can operate at its highest level when you are properly hydrated. On the other side, soda and energy drinks might prevent your bones from absorbing calcium, which makes them fragile. If you must consume something carbonated, use sparkling water or seltzer. You will at least keep the sugar out of reach. Green tea is an option if you're craving afternoon tea. They frequently sip green tea. Green tea has also been linked in studies to a lower risk of cancer and heart disease. Other inhabitants of the blue zone also make fresh teas from herbs like rosemary, dandelion, sage, and mint. These plants are all recognized for their incredible anti-inflammatory qualities. Are you a huge admirer of restaurant bread baskets? It will typically be produced with refined flour. Like other processed foods, processed grains should also be avoided when on a blue zone diet. This breakdown of a carbohydrate-rich diet causes a spike in blood glucose right away. On the other hand, eating bread made entirely of whole wheat or genuinely created sourdough will have a wealth of advantages for you. Because whole grain bread has a lower glycemic index, it will lessen your risk of type 2 diabetes and obesity. Thanks for watching. We hope you found this video informative and helpful. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video.